Welcome back to Project 82, the SCP Remote Access Database. Which case file do you require?
Item number SCP-206. Object Class Euclid. As SCP-206 is currently unable to be secured, an information suppression plan has been put into effect to conceal its existence. Frequencies known to be used by SCP-206 are to be monitored, and all images relayed to Earth via other probes or satellites deleted from non-Foundation assets after they have been retrieved. Technology and astronomy websites, journals, and periodicals are to be monitored for discussion of the rover or the receipt of unusual photographs. See document 206-AA12 for complete list. Persons who become aware of the existence of SCP-206 are to be administered amnestics. Update 30th of November 2000. As orbital observation of SCP-206 has proven possible, agents within satellite and aerial imaging organizations are directed to keep watch for instances of SCP-206 and remove the images concerned. Deployment of image corruption cover story suggested. SCP-206 is a Martian exploratory rover, designation Invictus, launched on the 12th of August 2000 as part of a joint Russian Space Research Institute-European Space Agency effort. Exact object specifications are listed in document 206-AA1. Despite a successful launch aboard a Soyuz FG rocket, telemetry data was lost on the 16th of January 2000, roughly halfway to Mars. Attempts to re-establish communication failed, and on the 10th of February 2000, the craft was declared lost. On the 8th of June 2000, a day after Invictus was planned to arrive on the Martian surface, a connection was established with ESA flight control on the rover's assigned frequency. Before terminating at the source, 38 photographs were transmitted, appearing to show views of the expected landing zone in the Victoria crater. 3 days later, a further batch of 11 images was received, showing a drastically different location, later determined to be in the Cydonia Mensae, roughly 2,500 kilometers due south. The Foundation was informed of the incidents by operatives at ESA shortly thereafter and moved to investigate. Containment procedures were instituted on the 21st of June 2000, when ESA Control received a batch of 5 photos showing panoramic views of the Martian surface, apparently taken from its satellite Deimos. How the rover, which, as designed, is rated at a maximum speed of 90 meters per hour on flat ground, traveled between these locations is currently unknown. SCP-206 contacts Earth sporadically, utilizing its original channel. Once a connection is established, it uploads a number of images in varying formats. Pictures received do not always correspond to the hardware originally installed on Invictus, though the signature and session initiation packets match those programmed. Tracking stations have received a total of images. A large number of these images, roughly 38%, appear to have been taken on Earth or worlds similar to it, differing in some detail. The remaining photographs seem to have been taken on or in the region of various celestial bodies, only a small percentage of which are currently identified. Periods between transmission vary considerably. The shortest registered to date is 26 hours, the longest 511 hours. Despite visual confirmation of the existence of something resembling the rover, see Addendum 206-1, no trace of it has ever been found in the received images, even when the scene includes a reflective surface. Further, a number of photographs show locations exceedingly difficult, if not impossible, for a rover the size and shape of Invictus to access. Addendum 206-01. At the time containment procedures were instituted, it was unknown whether the transmissions originated from the probe itself, or if an unknown entity had simply co-opted the frequency and was impersonating the rover. However, on 13th of August 2000, SCP-206 transmitted a photograph of what was identified as a portion of a lunar ranging retroreflector. Nearby orbital assets were retasked to survey the relevant regions, revealing tracks closely resembling those a rover the size and shape of Invictus could be expected to leave. On the 30th of November 2000, Japanese lunar orbiter Selene captured the vehicle itself during a camera calibration session over the Copernicus crater. 4 hours later, SCP-206 uploaded a new image showing a view of the same region. Since then, SCP-206 has been captured by several satellites in various locales. See Sighting Log SCP-206. Addendum 206-02. Though SCP-206 generally uses on at least 5 occasions, images have been transmitted to, or via, civilian or military space assets. No connection between the image sets in question has been found. See Incident Log SCP-206 for more details. Image archive unavailable.
Case file ends. Which case file do you require?
Item number SCP-207. Object Class Safe. SCP-207 is to be stored in a waterproofed locking metal container measuring 1 meter by 0.5 meters by 0.5 meters. The key is to be issued to the current head researcher of Site Biocontainment Area. SCP-207 is to be retained inside this area at all times, and all personnel entering the area should be checked for any food or drink items, in addition to any other searches required. Any staff seen ingesting SCP-207-1 are to be retained for future study with all Foundation clearance levels removed. All vending machines in Site are only to dispense clear carbonated beverages. Any variation from transparent is to be investigated immediately. SCP-207 refers to a crate containing 24 Coca-Cola brand cola bottles. The bottles are designated SCP-207-A-2-X. SCP-207-B is currently the active bottle for testing, and no other bottles are to be opened without authorization from 2 Level 4 researchers. All bottles have been clearly labeled to aid identification. The liquid held inside these has been confirmed to be identical across all of SCP-207 and should not be ingested outside of supervised testing. The liquid has been classified as SCP-207-1 and is to be treated as a Class 2 chemical hazard. SCP-207-1 does not appear to alter with age. However, the active testing bottle should have its protective cover kept on outside of removing liquid for testing. Mass spectroscopy and chemical tests have shown higher than usual concentrations of caffeine and sugars, both natural and artificial, along with the practical effect of this is when a subject drinks SCP-207-1, they will effectively no longer require sleep or rest, nor attempt to sleep or rest. This effect is not lessened by any soporific or medication yet tested on test subjects. However, only a quantity larger than 5 milliliters will cause this effect. The reason for this lower boundary existing has not been found, although it is hypothesized by Dr. that as such, unless authorized by 2 Level 3 researchers, only 5 milliliters of SCP-207-1 is to be used for testing. Amounts higher than this have shown no difference in effect, with the exception of the subject SCP-207 was recovered from. See Addendum. In addition to removing the need for rest, SCP-207-1 also causes an increase in motor, reaction, and psychological functions. The increase is linear in progression, with an estimated 50% increase measured by standard medical protocols plus or minus 5% every 6 hours. The practical application of ingestion is that the subject is able to think, react, and move faster than others who have not ingested SCP-207-1. Mental proficiencies show the IQ of the subject to rise in line with other increases. However, SCP-207-1 does not alter the body of affected subjects. Physiology remains unchanged, and as such can rarely support the increase in activity. No subjects have lasted longer than 48 hours during testing, with the cause of death varying from massive internal organ failure to exsanguination due to major artery ruptures. Subjects also begin to show stress after roughly 24 hours, usually making each movement extremely carefully in order to avoid accidents. Tests SCP-207-Alpha and -Rho have shown that after approximately 24 hours, the increases caused by SCP-207-1 mean subjects can easily underestimate their speed. Most specifically, in test SCP-207-Rho, the subject was able to escape the containment area despite a 5-meter wall. However, this caused the test subject's internal bone structure Addendum. SCP-207 was recovered from college after reports of student moving from failing grades in all areas, including physical sports, to top percentile marks and record-breaking performances in physical areas. Agent embedded in the local police force brought in for an interview. Subject revealed the existence of SCP-207 during the interview. However, escape attempt while Class A amnestics were being administered resulted in the subject violently Cause of death, organ failure due to massive internal hemorrhage. As SCP-207-A was empty on recovery, it is believed ingesting a full bottle SCP-207 recovered from the subject's home, SCP-207-A already empty. Reported to local police force as a missing person. No further cause for surveillance of college required at this time.
Thank you for your participation in Project 82, transmitting psioanalytic data to Dr.